Hello Tour Strikers. Just got back from the PGA show in Orlando, and I have to thank my wife Stacy. She manned the booth and did a fantastic job. I was overwhelmed by the response for the Tour Striker. We were there at the demo day and people got to try it and managed to take a few video clips. The testimonials are on tourstriker.com, so it was really cool. But obviously if you're seeing this, you've probably bought a Tour Striker, so you might forward it to a friend. We got a question from Mark from Northern Ireland. He's got two questions. One, he says, do I really need the Tour Striker if I change my intent and try to hit the fifth group on the club face? Well, I mean, if you can change your intent that easily, you don't need the Tour Striker. But the reality is, most people can't change their intent just by being told to do so. There's a big difference in golf between feel and real. And while teachers, they go through frustrating periods trying to explain things to students, because it seems to make sense and students say, I get it, but there's a disconnect there. That's why it's really important to have feedback devices like the Tour Striker that show you if you really do have it or not. Because flipping in golf or leakage in golf is not the best way to play. It's best to have a nice impact alignment that is different from your address alignment that produces the longest levered condition to strike the golf ball the farthest. His second question was, I have a hard time with the concept of low point being left of the golf ball. Mark, you're not alone. Most people do. It would help you if you think about the golf swing. If you're looking at me like I'm a clock, okay, this would be the center of the clock right here. Most people think the center of the golf swing is the center of their chest, and therefore the low spot of the golf swing would be somewhere between their feet. That's not the case. If this is the center of the clock, the eye of the clock right here, and this is the 12 o'clock position, that's more likely, that's inlet. That is in actuality really where the low point is better represented. Okay? So if you're thinking to yourself, if you set it to a golf ball and you imagine that you have a big clock around you, pretend that your left shoulder joint is the center of that clock, and that is the impact alignment you're trying to achieve, and that's where the club reaches its lowest point. Forget about this alignment with the chest being the center of the swing, or the center of, or the bottom of the swing being between the feet. That's not the case. The bottom of the swing, if you change your intent, is really somewhere in front of your left toe. Now that could be a problem if you don't have the club in your hands correctly, because let's face it, if you don't have it gripped properly and the club face isn't getting into the correct separation point when the ball is leaving the face, then you will do something to manipulate it. Okay, but just to quickly answer your question, Mark, think of the left shoulder as the center of the golf swing, the eye of the clock, and allow that club head to seek its inline condition underneath that left shoulder. You'll be a much better player. And then from there, go ahead and manipulate the club face a little bit in your grip to allow for that club face to be aiming where you want it to be aiming when the ball leaves that face. They call it separation. Okay? So once again, had a great PGA show. The Tour Striker was a huge hit. Probably sold 10 of these, the top 100 teachers in the country, which is fantastic. You know, and I didn't see too many of the list. I really don't know too many of the list, just the guys that I see on TV and stuff. And they all bought one, which was fantastic. So it's making a lot of headway with teachers and people across the country. We just had a great PGA show. So Mark, thanks for your question. And all the way from Northern Ireland, I hope this helps you. And for all the rest of you out there, if you have any questions, don't be shy. Send your emails to info@tourstriker.com, and I'll do my best to either give you a answer on the blog at the tourstriker.com website, or in this case, just post a little video answer. So have a great day and keep practicing with your Tour Striker. Thanks for your support.